Shalom, everybody. Welcome back. This is your boy, Each One Reach One, back for another video today. Let us begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, Wahar Kadash. I appreciate you guys joining me today for another one. As always, it could have been anywhere, but you're here with me. Let's get into it. You see the title, you know why we're here. Lucifer versus Satan. This is a conversation that needs to be had with those who are novices to the Bible, to scriptural understanding. This isn't for those who have been in this truth. You know, anybody who considered themselves an awakened Israelite and you've been in this community, you've been awakened for any amount of time, then this pretty much is something that you haven't handled on. So this really isn't for you. All right. Not everything is for everybody, but I appreciate your support anyway if you're here listening. Thank you very much. This is for those who don't quite understand the scriptures. And, you know, there's always certain things that are stumbling stones to people's understanding that don't allow certain people to believe that the Bible is true, that it is inspired, divinely inspired, right? Because to them, there are inaccuracies, there are inconsistencies, there are things that just don't add up to them. So they throw out everything because of their own understanding, or lack thereof, I should say. And they never try to study to see if they can get any sort of understanding. They take the little bit that they know or don't know. They take the little bit that they've heard from preachers, pastors, from other people on social media via memes and so forth. And that's their understanding. That's the center or of their belief system, right? And they never get into the learning aspect. They never go to try to study at all, right? So this is for them, right? Because I see it, I address it. You know, I'm out here walking around these social media streets on occasion, and when I'm out here, I happen to see some, you know, I would say fuckery, but you know, being that I've been in this truth long enough, I understand that the Most High puts you in darkness, right? So I can't really call it fuckery. It is what it is, right? It's the Most High's will being done. Many have been left in gross darkness, right? For reasons that are the Most High's, right? And the main reason being unbelief in prior time, being wicked in prior time, because, you know, regeneration is a thing. This isn't the first time you lived. There's no such thing as YOLO, right? So because of who you were before, the life you lived before, you know, you come into this life with gross darkness covering you, right? You have been awakened in this life to shame and everlasting contempt, right? So that's the case. And so again, let's go ahead and get to it. Lucifer versus Satan. The common perception and understanding out there among the uneducated is that Lucifer is Satan and Satan is Lucifer. They are one and the same, but this is not true. Satan and Lucifer are two completely different entities. Lucifer is only mentioned, the name Lucifer is only mentioned one time, only one time in the entire Bible, just once. Now, if Lucifer was Satan, you would think that his name, he would be referred to more than once, but Satan is referred to 56 times in the scripture, okay? 56 for Satan, Lucifer, one time, okay? So we're gonna begin in Isaiah chapter 14. Let's begin at verse 3. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. This is talking about Israel. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. Listen, keep context in mind. Thou shalt take up this proverb against who? The king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. Who? The fir trees, the cedars of Lebanon. These are references to the people. This isn't really talking about actual trees. These are trees in the sense of people and people groups, right? Like you heard the term family tree, right? People were considered like trees, right? So the trees are rejoicing. He said, rejoicing to who? It says at thee, right? The fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, who's laid down? Who did he say we're talking to? Let's come back to verse 4. Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. That's who's being spoken to. This is what you should say against the king of Babylon. All right? Hell, verse 9, continuing, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. See, this, because this was a person, a man, he was a king. Hell is moved for him to meet him at his coming, because he's leaving from the realm of the living, right? I should say, he's leaving from the realm of those that are on high, right? He's well-to-do, he's well off, and he's about to be brought low. He's about to be brought low. That's hell, the condition of being at the bottom to being brought low, right? Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. And they shall speak and say unto thee, the king of Babylon, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. See, because he thought himself to be something special, right? He thought he was the ish. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven? Heaven being rulership, being his highest state. He was the king. Heaven being rulership. How art thou fallen, O Lucifer, the king of Babylon? He is Lucifer. He considered himself the light bringer, right? O Lucifer, the light bearer, son of the morning. See, but I thought, didn't Jesus call himself the morning star, son of the morning? Isn't that the same thing? This is what's happening here. You have to understand. This is mockery. This is the people mocking Lucifer, aka the king of Babylon, because he held himself up to be on par with the son of the Most High. He called himself the son of the morning. He wasn't literally the son of the morning. He called himself that. So now they're mocking him because he has been brought down low. Like, oh, we thought you were the son of the morning. Look at you. How are you falling? Look at you falling from heaven. You've been cut down to the ground. They're mocking him in his fallen state because he built himself up and propped himself up to be higher than what he was, to be better and more than what he was. He boasted of being something special, like unto the son of the morning star, Yahweh Shai. So this is mockery. This isn't them literally calling him the son of the morning because he was considered the son of the morning. He called himself that. And because he has been brought low, they're making fun of him in his fallen state. Okay? For thou hadst said in thine heart, I will ascend into the heavens. See, he said, I will ascend into the heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. This is a man speaking, not an angel, not the spirit, Satan. This is a man. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man? Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Again, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou, see, just talking about the kings of the nations, saying all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial. Them who? The kings of the nations. So you see, this is a literal man, a king upon the earth, right? Being compared to other kings upon the earth who have died before him, who have been brought low before him, saying you're not going to be joined with them in burial. You aren't going to lie in glory the way that they lie in glory, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. The seed, men have seeds. Angels don't have seeds. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned, famous, well known, heralded. Prepare slaughter for his children. He's a man, he's a king, he has a seed, he's an evildoer. He has children, right? Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, meaning him and his fathers before him, because it is a seed that's being punished, right? Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. He's talking about cutting off a seed line. Men from this king's seed. I will also make it a possession for the bitter and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. All right. Lucifer is not Satan. Satan is an angel. Lucifer is a man. They're different. Okay. Job, chapter 1, verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. Listen, there was a day when the sons of God, who are angels, these are the angels. There was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. Listen, and Satan came also among them. Satan came into the presence of God. He came before him with the other angels. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Okay, where are you coming from, Satan? Because Satan has to report to the Most High. He isn't just running around doing his own shit. That's what Christianity teaches you, that Satan and the Most High are in opposition and there's a war going on. No, Satan works for the Most High. He is a worker. He is an angel on the left-hand side whose job he's responsible for carrying out wicked deeds, for making sure wickedness is done, because the Most High is balanced. There has to be wickedness and there has to be righteousness. The angels on the right-hand side are responsible for righteousness being done in the earth. The angels on the left-hand side are responsible for the wickedness that must be done. And Satan is the captain of the angels on the left-hand side that are responsible for the wickedness. Okay? He reports to the Lord. And the Lord said unto Satan, where are you coming from? To translate. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil? See, he's telling him, have you considered testing Job? Have you put him to the test? Because that's the job of the angels, is to get the Most High's will accomplished, right? And we're all being tried in the fire of adversity, right? As servants of the Most High, that's what we have to go through. We have to go through the fire in order to be made approved of him. And Satan's job, and the angels on the left-hand side with him, it's their job to make sure that they provide that opposition. They provide those obstacles and those conditions for trying men, right? That's what's going on. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, doth Job fear the Most High for nothing? Has not thou made a hedge about him? Meaning, haven't you protected him? And about his house and about all that he hath on every side? See, because Satan is acknowledging the fact that the Most High is responsible for everything, your protection and your falls. He's responsible for everything, your blessings and your curses, the good things that happen to you and for you, and the bad that happen to you and for you. He's responsible. Satan understands this. Satan has a job. Satan can't do anything unless the Most High approves of it. Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. So the Most High is saying, all right, I'm gonna give you the ability to go ahead and wreak havoc in his life. Everything that he has, everything, his wife, his children, everything in his life, I'm gonna allow you to disturb it. I'm gonna allow you to affect it. But he's given a condition, only upon himself putting out forth thine hand, meaning, but you better not touch him. You can do anything to anybody around him, his stuff, the people around him, whatever you want, but you better not touch him. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. He went forth from before his throne, being given an assignment and a task to go test Job. This is Satan, not Lucifer, not the same. Satan is an angel, okay? As you can see, Satan is an angel. And his relationship with the Most High is different than what Christianity has taught you. Different from the things that you spout in ignorance all the day long on the internet. You don't understand the book. Therefore, nothing makes sense to you. It all sounds like madness, and it should. Job chapter 2, verse 1. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. Here you go. Here comes the angels again, the sons of God, coming to present themselves before the Lord Yahweh. And Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. I don't know why when I keep getting ready to try to say prevent instead of present, my mouth is just trying to run on autopilot. And Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. So he comes again to present himself before the Lord as he's supposed to. You got to come to your boss every now and then to come get an assignment, right? To come get approval on how you're doing, on what you're doing. You got to give them a report. Let them know how things are going. How's business going? How's things going in your department? You got to give updates to your boss, right? Same thing going on here. Satan has to come before the Lord, present himself before the Lord, and come bring an update on what he's up to, how his job's going. And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? Where are you coming from? Report. And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down in it. He didn't say, mind your business. He didn't say that's up to me. No, he didn't say why you need to know. He didn't pop off. He didn't say nothing crazy. Because there is no war. He's not able to just do whatever he want to do. He has to have permission. He's doing what he's told to do, what he's allowed to do. There is a hierarchy. He comes before the Lord to get his instructions and to report his progress. He has to give an account of the things that he's doing, his whereabouts and his actions. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause, right? Because that's Satan's job. He's an adversary, right, to us, the people. You know, he's like a prosecutor in court, right? His job is to try to get the people convicted and locked up and in trouble, right? So the Most High said, you moved me against him because of what you said. Now you got me moving contrary to him, moving against him because of what you said, because I want to prove, I want you to see and everybody to see that he'll hold his integrity, because it wasn't for Satan. He wasn't trying to prove anything to Satan necessarily, right? What he was doing was he was creating a situation so that later on, you and I right now today, we can learn from this story. We can learn from this incident with Job. That's what he was doing. The Most High is the greatest chess player. He sees way ahead. He did this way back then so that he can teach us lessons right now. All of this was for our benefit right now. Right? Verse 4, and Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. Right? So he's trying to tell the Most High, yeah, you know, you allow me to touch everything around him except him. You know, man cares about himself more than he cares about anything else. He'll give up everything for his own life. But if you allow me to put a hurting on him, if you allow me to touch him and afflict him, oh, he'll curse you to your face. Verse 6, and the Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. All right, you can go ahead and afflict him, but you better not kill him. You can put him through some things. You can put him through some sickness, right? You can hurt him. You can, you know what I'm saying, injure him, but you can't kill him though. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown, but he didn't kill him. Why? Because he couldn't. He couldn't do anything more than what he was allowed. And he didn't do anything more than what he was allowed because he was obedient. He had a job to do. It was his job. He was doing what was in him to do. He was created for a purpose, and he was just doing what was programmed in him for his purpose. He's an angel that gets things done on earth. See, so I've already shown you enough to show you that Lucifer and Satan are different. They're not the same. But what I'm doing now is I'm killing two birds with one stone. What I'm also trying to show you is that your understanding of Satan is different than what you heard. Not only were you wrong about Satan and Lucifer being one and the same, but what you understand about Satan, it's also incorrect. It's also incorrect. So I'm seeking to achieve that while I got you here. All right. Because the point is already being made about Lucifer versus Satan. All right. So I'm taking advantage while I got your ear to teach you something else that I know is also one of those big stumbling blocks in Christianity and in the world at large concerning the understanding of Satan and the Most High. All right. Amos chapter 6. I'm sorry, chapter 3, verse 6. This is the Most High speaking. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city and the Lord hath not done it? This is the Lord himself telling you, I'm responsible for the evil that takes place in the world. There is no evil that takes place in the world and I have not done it and I'm not responsible for it. He tells you he's responsible for it. And I just read before some scripture to show you how he gets it done. He uses Satan and the other angels underneath Satan's authority in order to get this stuff done. This is their job. This is the role of Satan and the other angels on the left-hand side of the Most High. All right. We're going to go back to Isaiah, get Isaiah 45. Verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. You see that? There is no Satan just running around doing whatever he wants to do. Demons just running around doing whatever they want to do. Most High has no control. He's not really all powerful. That's not what's going on here. That's what you were taught. And you were taught incorrectly. Again, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. See that? He's balanced. He creates a light and a dark. He makes peace and evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Right? First Kings chapter 22. Verse 19. Yeah, let's start here. Start with verse 19. And he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne. He's the prophet speaking. And all the host of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left hand. Remember when I told you that the spirits on the left-hand side of the Most High are responsible for the wickedness being done, and those on his right hand are responsible for the righteousness? That's what he's painting a picture of. He's showing you. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the host of heaven, meaning all the angels were standing by him on his right hand and on his left-hand side. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab? The Lord is talking to the angels, and he's saying to them, who shall persuade Ahab? Ahab is the king on the earth. And he's talking to his angels. Who's going to go and persuade him that he may go up and fall, meaning die, at Ramoth Gilead? See, then the Most High is petitioning his angels and saying, because the Most High is saying, I want Ahab dead. I want him dead, and I want him dead today. And I want him to die at Ramoth Gilead. Who's going to go down there and make sure it gets done? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner, meaning there's different angels that are throwing out different ideas on how they can do it, on what they would do. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? Meaning, how? How are you going to do it? And he said, I will go forth and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. See, the angel said, I'll go forth and I'll be a lion spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. I'm going to force all his prophets to lie to him and get him to go out there and die at Ramoth Gilead. See, lying, that's a spirit. That comes from a spirit. That means you have a spirit on you when you're lying. That's a spirit on you, because the Most High has something he wishes to accomplish, remember, he has to sign off on it. He has to approve on all of their actions. So there's a reason why a person is lying. A lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, he who, the Most High, told the spirit, thou shalt persuade him, meaning, okay, you're going to be successful. I'm going to give you success at it. Right? Thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and get it done. See, the angel on his left-hand side, he had to come, present the idea on how he would get the job done. And then the Most High gave him his blessing to go and do it. The Most High has to give his blessing for everything that takes place. Everything. There is no war going on. It's not just a bunch of chaos. This is all him that's responsible. He's responsible for good and evil. You got to get out of your head the ideas of what God is. You can't say, well, God don't exist because in my head, God has to be all righteous. He has to just allow nothing but great things to happen all the time. And if there's anything bad that's happening in the earth, then that means there can't be any God because he's allowing bad stuff to happen. But you got to allow yourself to understand that it's your perception that's wrong. Your perception of who God is and what a God is what's wrong. It's not the fact that he doesn't exist. It's the fact that he doesn't exist according to your idea of what he should be like. You got to get over that. Because you not agreeing with how he gets down doesn't mean he's not there and he doesn't exist and he's in control and he can snuff you out at any moment. It doesn't matter if you don't believe. You not believing doesn't make him not be, not so. He is and he will be regardless of how you feel and what you think, right? Verse 23, now therefore, behold, the Lord hath put the lion spirit in the mouth of all these prophets. Who did? The Lord hath put a lion spirit in the mouth of all these prophets, of all these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil concerning thee. He's telling the king, these lying prophets that you have, the reason why they're lying prophets is because the Most High put a lying spirit in their mouths. And the Most High has spoken evil concerning thee, meaning he has spoken something bad into being for you, meaning your death. He wants you dead, right? So that's what just took place there. As you can see, there is order in heaven. The Most High is in control. He is all powerful, but he is not all good. He himself is all righteous and his deeds are righteous. Just because he has someone killed doesn't mean he's not righteous. He's able to do whatever he want to do, but he knows that person better than anyone. He knows the evil that person is responsible for and capable of. So if he sends evil upon someone, it's because they deserve it. Psalm 109, even babies, because YOLO doesn't exist. If a child dies, it is because that child lived before. He had a previous lifetimes, more than one. And he was wicked or she was wicked. She died or he died in their last lifetime. They went to him in the spirit world. They got judged and they came back into this life, into their next life, having to live out their punishment. And their punishment may have been for them to die as a child. Okay? Psalm 109, verse 1. Psalm of David. Hold not thy peace, O power of my praise, for the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are opened against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue. And now we've learned, you know who's responsible for this. The Most High is responsible for this happening to him. They compassed me about also with words of hatred and fought against me without a cause. For my love, they are my adversaries, but I give myself unto prayer. And they have rewarded me evil for good and hatred for my love. Listen, Set thou a wicked man over him. He's asking the Most High. Set a wicked man over him, and let Satan stand at his right hand. Right? Because wicked people are predestined for wickedness. They have a job to do in the earth. They have a purpose, right? So he's asking, select a wicked man, put a wicked man over him, and then let Satan stand at that wicked man's right hand to cause him, meaning use Satan to cause him, to make him do whatever it is you feel like is deserving, right? Let thy will be done, right? When he shall be judged, let him be condemned, meaning when he dies, after he dies, and he comes to you, let him be condemned and let his prayer become sin. Right? See, this is David understanding that the Most High was responsible for these things. That's why he prayed to him for it. He understood the workings of Satan, the workings of the angels, and how things worked in the earth regarding wickedness and righteousness, wicked men and righteous men. He understood all of this was of the Lord. Right? All right, so let's end this one right here, and let's just go ahead and make this a two-parter. I don't want to carry this one on any longer because this one can be long, so I don't want to just be a long one. I'd rather split this up into two parts. So I pray that thus far you have been edified. And if you haven't completely gotten an understanding, stick around for part 2 of this. And by the end of it, you know, you should understand. You should have a better understanding at least than you did at the beginning, okay? Again, this is not some deep revelations or some deep study or deep dive, you know, for those of us who have been in the truth, those of us in the truth. This is one of those things that we know, right? This is one of the easier things to understand and to know, you know, but that's why I'm giving this to the novices, those who don't really believe in the scriptures. This is who that is for. Those who don't believe in the scripture, those who mock the scriptures and say, oh, they're not real because of this. And I see all the different reasons, all the different stumbling stones that they trip over, you know, that leads them into not understanding the truth, into not believing. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm addressing that. And, you know, you hear me doing that in certain videos. So not everything is for the awakened Israelite community. Some of these things are for some of these people who fit in these other categories, so that either myself, I could use this to direct people to that I see in need of this information, or one of you out there, you may know somebody who, you know, who they suffer from the same psychosis, the same darkness, right? And maybe you didn't have a way or understood how exactly to teach them, to edify them. So this is a tool for you to use in order to help you when you're doing your ministering out there, okay? So one way or another, this is for somebody. Somebody will benefit from this, and it's my prayer that the Most High provides the increase, all right? So with that said, let us give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, the all-powerful, the one and only true living power, the God of Yasharallah, the Holy One of Israel, Yahweh, Bahashem HaMashiach, Yahweh Shai, Wahar Rakah Kadash. See you on the next one, everybody. Shalom.